Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are rediving into the fabulous world of one of nature's most iconic and stylish birds, the flamingo. When you think of a flamingo, what's the first thing that comes to mind? That brilliant pink color, right? These elegant water birds, with their long, slender legs and graceful curved necks, are truly a sight to behold. They belong to a family called Phanicopterida, and you can find them hanging out in saltwater lakes, lagoons, and wetlands all over the world. But there's so much more to them than just their pretty looks. Their entire appearance, from their long legs to that unique downward bent beak, is perfectly designed for their lifestyle. So get ready, because we're about to explore everything that makes these birds so special. Let's start with their physical characteristics, which are just fascinating. An adult flamingo can stand pretty tall, reaching a height of between 1.2 and 1.5 meters. That's almost as tall as an average person, but of course, the most striking feature is their color. Have you ever wondered why flamingos are pink? It's not something they're born with. Their stunning pink or reddish-orange feathers come from pigments called carotenoids. They get these pigments from the food they eat, like brine shrimp, algae, and other tiny aquatic organisms. If a flamingo doesn't eat these specific foods, its feathers will eventually turn pale or even white. So, you could say they literally are what they eat. Their long legs and neck aren't just for show either. They're essential tools that allow them to wade through shallow water, keeping their bodies dry while they search for their next meal. And that strangely shaped beak. It's a highly specialized filter-feeding instrument. It lets them slurp up water and mud and then filter out all the yummy little creatures, leaving the debris behind. It's a truly brilliant adaptation. Now let's talk about how these birds live. Flamingos are incredibly social creatures. You'll almost never see a flamingo by itself. They live in massive flocks, which are sometimes called a flamboyance of flamingos. How perfect is that? These flocks can be enormous, sometimes numbering in the thousands or even tens of thousands. Living in such a large group has a lot of benefits. It offers protection from predators because there are more eyes to watch out for danger. It also helps them find food more efficiently. When it comes to eating, their technique is just as unique as they are. They practice something called filter feeding. A flamingo will dip its head upside down into the water, and then, using its thick tongue, it pumps water through the comb-like structures in its beak. This process traps the tiny shrimp, algae, and plankton they love to eat. It's a highly effective, if a bit awkward-looking way, to get dinner. And what about that famous flamingo pose? The one standing on a single leg? People have been curious about this for ages. A long time we thought it was just to keep warm, by tucking one leg up into their warm feathers to reduce heat loss. And that's definitely part of it. But recent studies have shown something even cooler. It turns out that standing on one leg actually requires less muscle effort for a flamingo than standing on two. Their leg joints have a special mechanism that locks into place, allowing them to stand perfectly still with very little energy. It's like they have a built-in tripod. This energy conservation is vital for birds that spend so much of their day standing in water. Flamingos are also known to be migratory. If the water levels in their home lake drop, or if food becomes scarce, they won't hesitate to pack up and fly long distances to find a better spot. They travel in their large flocks, creating a breathtaking spectacle in the sky. When it comes to starting a family, flamingos have some really interesting rituals. First, they have to find a partner, and they do this through elaborate group courtship displays. Hundreds or thousands of flamingos will march together, turning their heads in sync and calling out. It's like a giant, perfectly choreographed dance routine. Once a pair has formed, they get to work building a nest. But these aren't your typical twigged leaf nests. Flamingos build their nests out of mud. They use their beaks to pile up mud, creating a cone-shaped mound that can be up to a foot high. This elevated design is crucial because it protects the egg from flooding and ground-level temperature changes. A flamingo pair will typically lay just one single large, chalky white egg per season. Both the male and female take turns incubating the egg, which takes about a month to hatch. Once the chick hatches, it looks nothing like its parents. Flamingo chicks are born with soft, downy feathers that are grayish-white, and they have a straight pink beak. They can walk and swim just a few days after hatching. For the first few months, the parents feed the chick a special, highly nutritious liquid called crop milk. This milk is produced in the parent's upper digestive tract and is incredibly rich in fat and protein. Interestingly, it's also red, packed with the same carotenoid pigments that give the adults their color. The chicks stay in large groups called curches, which are watched over by a few adult birds while the other parents go off to find food. It takes several years for a young flamingo to lose its gray feathers and develop that iconic pink plumage. Their beaks also gradually curve as they mature, allowing them to start filter feeding for themselves. So where in the world can you see these magnificent birds? Flamingos are quite widespread, but they need very specific types of habitats, usually large. Shallow saline or alkaline lakes that are rich in their favorite foods. The largest populations of flamingos are found in Africa, particularly in the Great Rift Valley, where places like Lake Nakuru in Kenya are famous for their massive flocks. You can also find them across South America and the Caribbean. In fact, the American flamingo, with its vibrant reddish-pink color, is a common sight in places like the Bahamas, Cuba, and along the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. There are also populations in southern Europe, especially in Spain and France, as well as in the Middle East and parts of South Asia, like India and Pakistan. Each species has its own preferred regions, but they all share that need for wide-open, shallow water environments. To wrap things up, flamingos are so much more than just pretty pink birds. They are a symbol of grace, balance, and the incredible beauty found in nature. Their unique appearance, their highly social and cooperative behavior, and their amazing adaptations for survival make them one of the most admired and fascinating bird species on the planet. From their filter-feeding beaks to their one-leg stance and their elaborate nesting habits, every aspect of their lives is perfectly tuned to their environment. They remind us of the delicate balance of ecosystems and the importance of preserving the wetlands they call home. So next time you see a flamingo, whether it's in a documentary, at a zoo, or if you're lucky enough in the wild, take a moment to appreciate just how truly remarkable these creatures are. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn all about flamingos. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more of the wonders of the animal kingdom, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know in the comments what your favorite flamingo fact was. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.